Hey everybody, I'm back. So last time we were Satoru, we were Kokoro in Satoru's body, and the power went out, or somebody turned off the lights. I think the power went out. We were about to go in the bathtub, and then we switched consciousness, and now we're outside for some reason. And that's all I really remember. Oh, and Inubushi Keiko had like a breakdown or something. You know, her other persona, her Inubushi Keiko persona was coming out, or we assume it was. Anyway, let's continue. Pure whiteness. Was it steam covering my field of vision? No, that looks like snow. No, it was snow. The entire surface of the world in front of me was concealed in a layer of snow. I could feel someone's hand under my armpits. Facing up toward the sky, I could see that my body was being dragged through the snow. Up until just a few moments ago, I had been covered by the warm steam of the hot bath in the bathroom. But now, all of a sudden, I was hit with a gust of chilly air. The cold pierced right through me. My entire body shook from the chill. I couldn't seem to gather up any of my strength. Who's dragging me across the snow? Dragging me out into a place this cold. The person's trying to kill me. I shook myself free from the hands underneath my arms. It was just like that. I lost my support and collapsed with my body sprawled across the snow. My lips were shaking, and I couldn't even speak properly. They had frozen. That was when Yomigi stood over me and looked down toward me. He had a blank look on his face.
Yomogi-san?
Why is Yomigi here? But he didn't pay any attention to my look of confusion, and once again stretched his arms towards me. Scrambling to get away from him, I pushed myself up, but my foot couldn't get a proper grip because of the snow. With every step, my feet sunk deeper and deeper into it.
Oi!
I yelled out loud as I glared back at Yomigi. His hands reached out toward me. I slapped those hands away immediately. That's when I noticed a strange, uncomfortable feeling. For some reason, something didn't feel right around my chest. The usual feeling of support wasn't there. I touched my chest lightly. My bra, it's not on properly. It's unhooked. I covered my chest with my hands in a panic. An annoyed look appeared on Yomigi's face. He was acting kinda weird. He pointed his chin in the direction behind him.
小屋だよ。まだ死にたくないだろう。
Through the blowing snow, I recognized the faint image of the cabin. It's the shelter cabin. I'm no more than 10 meters away from it, but I should be at Sphere. A quiet mutter disappeared in the sound of the fierce wind. Pushing my way past Yomigi, I quickly made my way toward the cabin. When I ran inside the cabin, Yuni and Mayuzumi were both there. So I really was back. No, instead of saying that I was back, I should say that I had woken up from my dream. Mayuzumi was, as always, wrapped up in a blanket in front of the stove. She clicked her tongue lightly in disdain as she looked at me with suspicion. Yuni, too, only looked at me from afar. I shook my head in silence, trying hard to catch my breath once again. The warm air inside the cabin soothed me just a tiny bit, but there was no way I would forget the one thing I needed to do. I pulled my hands from my skirt and reached into my shirt to fix my bra in a hurry. I made my way to the stove and held my hands up near it. My hands had turned bright red. There was no feeling in my fingertips. I was covered in snow from head to toe. Even my hair was dripping wet. So, I assumed that Satoru, I don't know, maybe he freaked out and wanted to escape and started just running outside. That's what I think. I brushed the snow off me as I struggled hard to endure this torment.
ちょっとあっち行ってよ
This isn't the time to worry about what she just said, since my body felt like it was completely frozen. When she realized I was ignoring her, she got up and moved to another spot. Yuni handed me a small towel. I accepted it without a word and dried my wet hair. Yomigi had also made it back into the cabin, closing the door behind him. He looked straight at me, his face telling me that he wanted to hear an explanation. But in the end, he didn't say anything. He just stood quietly near the door and brushed the snow off of himself. If I could explain what had just happened, I would. But because I had absolutely no idea, there wasn't much I could do. Anyway, my body was now returning to normal. My heart and my body had also both returned to being those of Fuyuka or Kokoro. But that's all I can be certain of for now. No one said a single word. It seemed like something really strange had happened. There's no mistake about that. But I don't know why everyone was so quiet. I stood beside the stove, puzzled. An uncomfortable silence filled the cabin. Nobody said a thing. Normally, Yuni would be joking around energetically, but he just glanced at me with a sad look on his face.
私外で何を
I didn't direct the question at anyone in particular. Mayuzumi didn't respond. Yuni looked down at the floor. Yomigi turned toward me and looked at me as if he was looking at a ghost. But soon, he groaned in a serious manner. He stood there, nodding alone by himself as if he had just figured out something.
よもぎさんどういうことですか
まあちょっと待ってくれ
Yomigi scratched his head as he thought things over. Soon, he sat down on the wooden stool and pulled it toward me.
君は今冬川さんなんだね
He's also gonna say that we have, DID?
は当たり前じゃないですか
With hesitation in his voice, Yomigi continued.
いや結城君には説明したんだが
Ah, okay.
もう一度繰り返した方がいいかな
有機道
I've heard that name before. The name that appeared in my dream.
それって有機道悟のこと
はあそうだ君の中のもう一人の人格彼のことだよ
My head felt dizzy. Unable to stand up any longer, I sat down across from Yomigi. Could he be talking about me suffering from DID
だ
again?
が君は結城君のことは知らないんじゃなかったかな
ええ知らないけど知ってるの
A really strange thing to say. And yet, that was really the only way I could describe it.
まあいいとにかく君はもう察していると思うがついさっきまでは彼だったんだよ DID って知ってるかな
Ah, I knew it. I couldn't help but let out a sigh.
乖離性同一性障害
そう君は墜落のショックから多重人格となってしまったようだ
Was I dreaming again? Was this shelter cabin a dream too? If that was the case, was the time I spent as the reality? But I'm a woman! I'm absolutely 100% a woman. Perhaps realizing from the look on my face that I was getting angrier and angrier, Yomigi quickly explained.
いや僕にも信じられないんだが彼がそういうもんでね
The person Yomigi was looking at was Yuni.
ユニが
Oh, Yuni. Why would a young boy like him have such expert knowledge about DID? Does he know something? I looked at him, questioning him with my eyes, but he didn't give me an explanation. There was nothing I could do, so I left him alone. I got the gist of what had happened. I'll worry later about whether I'm really suffering from DID or not.
でもどうして私は有機道悟は外に
逃げ出そうとしたんだよきっと彼は僕の話を信じなかったんじゃないかな自分が心の中に生まれた別人格に過ぎないという事実を認めたくなかったんだと思う
Oh wow. My heart skipped a beat. The way Yuni spoke, it was as if he knew everything. Oh. Just as I thought he...
いい加減にしろ
Suddenly, Mayuzumi yelled out in frustration. Flinging off her blanket, she jumped up to her feet. She glared at me with her eyes wide
そ
open.
の子の嘘にいつまで踊らされてるつもり？
Looks like she's trying to say I'm making this all up.
私別に嘘なんて。
うるさい！私はあんたの思い通りにはならないわ。
She looked as if she was going to hit me at any moment. Her eyes looked so angry they made me take a couple of steps back from her.
Na, 教えてくれないか?
Yomiki lit his cigarette. Taking a puff, he pointed toward Mayuzumi with the hand holding the cigarette.
どうして嘘だと思うんだ?
That caught Mayuzumi off guard.
それは。
それは?
Biting her lips, she fell silent.
何か理由があるのか?
なんであんたに言わなくちゃいけないのよ。
知っているなら教えてもらわないとな。気になって眠れやしない。
私はあんたの安眠のためにいるんじゃないわ。
Yomiki chuckled as he took another puff.
僕は君たちのことがさっぱり理解できない。僕の知らないところではいろいろ起きてるみたいだが。
I felt the same way too. I need someone to explain what was going on.
舞澄、さっきの君は有機堂悟のことを知ってるような口ぶりだったな。
Oh. Interesting.
冬川さん、いや、有機堂君も舞澄のことを知っているようだった。さっきは否定してたが、本当に二人とも知り合いじゃないのか?
Again with that just now. What exactly did he mean when he said just now? Yomiki looked straight at me. He was getting even more confused. I quietly shook my head. The first time I had ever met Mayuzumi was in this cabin.
舞澄は?
少なくともその女とは知り合いじゃないわ。
少なくともということは有機堂君とは知り合いなのか?
関係ないでしょ。バカらしい。付き合ってられないわ。
Mayuzumi did know the person named Yukido Satoru. Her reaction said it loud and clear. I didn't know what kind of relationship the two of them had, but one thing was certain. It was something Mayuzumi was angry about. As things stand now, it had already gotten quite awkward between us. We were supposed to be coming together and doing our best to make it through this, but now the atmosphere in the cabin had gotten worse. So apologize would be a good answer. I really want to know her relationship with Satoru, but that could lead to, like, I don't know, conflict. Apologize, press her harder. I'll press her harder.
眉住さん。
何よ。
I followed behind her.
あなた知ってるんですね。
何をよ。
有機堂悟という人物のことです。教えてください。彼は何者なんですか？どこにいる人なんですか？実在するんですよね。
The look on her face grew darker and darker. But in spite of that, I had to get it out of her.
なんで私はその男のことを知ってるんですか？なんで？
Suddenly, a snot flew across my face. A hot, burning sensation flowed up to my
憲
cheeks.
法38条1項。何人も事故に不利益な供述を強要されない。黙秘権くらい知ってるでしょ。あんたに言う必要なんてないの。
おい、眉住。
うるさい。そんなことよりもあんた早くご飯の準備しなさいよ。たくどんくさいわね。
She pointed at Yomiki as she vented her anger at him with those words.
こっちはもうお腹ペコペコなのよ。
Sheesh.
そうだったな。飯がまだだった。眉住も腹が減ってるからイライラするんだよな。よし、とっとと飯にしよう。お湯も沸いてるみたいだしな。
He said as he glanced at the aluminum pot sitting on top of the stove. White steam rose up from the aluminum pot.
今日は何食べるの?
Yuni asked as he picked into the cardboard box where all the emergency rations were kept.
そうだな。
Yomiki thought about it for a while.
みん
Then
なは何を食べたい?
he inquired of us. Okay, let's see. What do I want? I actually just had stew. Yeah, I just had stew before this recording. So I'll go with stew.
シチュー。
All three of us said in perfect unison.
満場一致か。実は僕もシチューが食べたいと思ってたんだ。
Cool.
やっぱり最初の飯くらいはうまいものが食べたいよな。
As he nodded his head and muttered, Yomugi took out 4 servings of stew from the cardboard boxes.
じゃあ、みんなはお椀を準備してくれ。
We quickly took the bowls and spoons out of the cardboard boxes. But this, it was really kind of incredible. The fact that the 4 of us all agreed on what to eat. It was as if the moment I had decided I want to eat some stew, that thought was broadcast to everyone else. No, maybe we can think of it another way. From the very beginning, everyone's decisions have already been determined. No, that's not exactly it either. I'm not the type to believe in fate. I don't believe in that kind of dream. I'm just not that kind of romantic. Maybe you can try thinking of it like this. Everyone's decisions were all made by some kind of unseen existence. Like me. Yeah, right, I'm such an idiot. There's no way something like that would happen. But that does sound just a bit romantic, doesn't it? As I try to shake off these strange ideas, I put the stew ingredients Yomugi had handed me into my bowl. Interesting. I asked suddenly as I brought the warm stew to my lips. Oh yeah, that newspaper. I completely forgot about it. Oh no, and then they're gonna say, what newspaper? Oh gosh, that's true. And with that single question, the atmosphere that had thawed froze once again. I may have said something I shouldn't have, but I didn't even want to think about that newspaper article in the first place. So why did I ask a question like that? It feels so strange, so unbelievable. Once again, I've become conscious of an existence I couldn't see. When I looked up at Mayuzumi, the hand she was eating with had stopped cold, and the spoon she was holding clattered. Oh, so it did exist. That's trippy. She was shaking.
新聞ならあそこの棚に置いてあるよ。
Ooh. I looked over and sure enough there it was, but it seemed really different from the last time I had seen it. It seemed like it was patched up messily. In other words, it had been taped together after having been ripped to pieces before. Oh.
はあ、君は覚えてないのか。
So it was ripped.
君が破いた新聞を君が有機堂君になった時にみんなで元通りに直したんだよ。
Okay, yeah. I was thinking that Yukido, that Satoru was the one who ripped it up.
破いた？私が？
それも覚えてないのか。
ええ。
It's true that the moment I read the newspaper article, I really was destroyed by shock. I do remember using my strength to do something, but did I really rip it? Maybe I did after all. I wasn't too sure whether I ripped it or not. That part of my memory seems so vague. Especially because at that exact moment, my head had gone completely blank.
まあいいだろう。君のそういうところにはもう慣れた。新聞のことは気にしない方がいい。あんなものはただのいたずらだろう。
Are you sure? But how? Can't be. How do they know you're all here? You know?
そうとしか考えられない。
Very strange prank.
なんでよ、なんでそんな風に簡単に言い切れるのよ。
Mayuzumi slammed her bowl on the table, as if something she had been holding in until now suddenly exploded within her.
いたずらなわけないじゃない。いたずらだったとしたら、あの新聞を作ったやつは HAL18 便が墜落したことをあらかじめ知ってたってことになるのよ。
Oh yeah, that's true. Gosh, that is one trippy newspaper.
私たち4人が助かることも、この避難小屋へたどり着くことも全部知ってたことになるのよ。預言者？予知能力者？それともラプラスの悪魔かしら。
Ooh, a Laplace's demon. What is that? Lapis demon. A concept proposed by Pierre-Simon Laplace, a French mathematician and philosopher. Suppose there exists a demon, that is, an entity that possesses the ability to know, at a certain moment, the state of all things in the universe. Then, no matter how brief this moment is, it would always be enough for the demon to unravel everything that happened in the past and will happen in the future. Okay. Sure. Wow. Ooh.
眉住
そもそもいたずらする理由は？私たちを脅かす理由は？
眉住落ち着け。
どっかでカメラでも回ってるっていうの？元祖びっくりカメラとか書かれたプラカード持ったおっさんがそのうち出てくるっていうの？バカバカしい。
Candid? Mayuzumi snapped as she stared at Yomugi.
落ち着け眉住。君の言ってることは支離滅裂だ。この新聞は本物なのか偽物なのか。
それは。
Mayuzumi went quiet all of a sudden. I guess that's a natural reaction. If the newspaper article is real, that means the three of us have already died. 6 days later, on January 17th. To believe that the newspaper article is real is the same as accepting our deaths. It's not that she believes it's fake, it's just she doesn't want to believe it's real either. I can understand the conflict within Mayuzumi very clearly.
なあ眉住、仮にだ。あの新聞がいたずらじゃないとしよう。いたずらじゃないとしたら、それで説明がつくのか。わけのわからないことには変わりないだろう。未来の新聞がどうしてこんなところにあるんだ。堂々巡りだ。考えたってしょうがない。結論が出るわけではない。だったら忘れようじゃないか。いいかい？こう考えるんだ。これはどう解釈したって同じことなんだ。どのみち説明のつかないことなんだ。だったら都合のいいように捉えるんだ。あの新聞はただのいたずらで、僕たちは必ず生きて帰れると。それでいいじゃないか。な？
わかった。忘れるわ。
よし、みんなもそれでいいよな。
ええ。うん。
Both of us nodded. I too felt the same as Yomugi. If it's something bad, then we might as well forget about it. In some ways, that's one of the strongest defense mechanisms that I have learned in life so far. Yuni probably thinks so too. Anyway, I'm glad. I was worried about how bad the situation was going to get, but for now at least everyone's panic has subsided, I mean. The panic that had been stirred up by that creepy piece of newspaper has now disappeared, as if forgotten. And that's good enough.
ご飯も食べ終わったことだし、寝るわ。
Mayuzumi muttered as she picked up her blanket and made her way to the top bunk. The bowl she had slammed on the table just a while ago was completely empty. After a while, the rest of us finished our humble meals as well. After taking out his portable ashtray and putting on a cigarette, Yomugi stood up.
今日はもう遅い。火を絶やさないようにして交代で眠ろう。まずは僕が見張りをするから。
でも。
いいから。君も寝なさい。
Slowly, I stood up. I caught a glimpse of the watch on my right wrist. It was already approaching midnight. Yuni tugged on my hand. He looked up at me with eyes like an abandoned kitten's.
Kokoro, 一緒に寝てくれる?
Oh, I couldn't help but smile gently at him.
そうね。
His face lit up immediately. The two of us both squeezed into the bottom bunk. Covering ourselves with blankets, we curled up into a ball. Soon, I could hear Yuni's quiet, peaceful breathing as he fell asleep. His sleeping was as peaceful and adorable as an angel's. His body was warm. I really wanted to believe his warmth was not just a dream.
ねえ、よもぎさん。
I called out to him as he sat with his back to me.
どうした？
もう一度だけ確認させて。私は本当に有機堂悟るって。
After a short pause,
ああ。
そう。おやすみなさい。
おやすみ。
I closed my eyes. But with that said, I couldn't fall asleep at all. Whenever I tried to be still, endless thoughts ran through my mind, going deeper and deeper, like an endless bog. Even if I kept thinking about it over and over again, I was still so far from coming up with an answer. What had happened to me? Yomigi said I had multiple personalities. The same thing Utsumi had told me in that dream when I was in Sphere. Was that really the truth? Was the time I spent in Sphere even a dream? Is the Kokoro lying here on the bed in the shelter cabin even real? Which one is the dream and which one is reality? Or perhaps both of them are a dream. Or perhaps both are reality. When I lost consciousness in this shelter cabin, who was it that was controlling my body? Yomigi, Maizumi, and even Yuni confirmed it, so it's probably not just a mistake. It appears the person that was controlling my body introduced himself as Yukido Satoru. Meanwhile, when I was in Sphere, my body also belonged to Yukido Satoru as well. Multiple personality disorder can't possibly explain that, and both felt much too real to be explained as dreams. So then, what are they? I can only think of one answer to that. Both are reality. Multiple personality disorder alone cannot explain what was happening to me right now, because I was still me while I was inside Satoru's body, as there is still a connection to my own memories while I was there. So it was probably natural to suddenly come up with the explanation. My consciousness has been mutually switching between the world here and the world there. Regardless of whether that sounds logical, I couldn't think of any other explanation. A bitter laugh echoed inside my heart. It's just like a science fiction novel, but this is reality. Perhaps I and this person named Satoru are exchanging consciousness with each other for some reason. When I'm in my body, he's in his body. When I'm in his body, he's in mine. That must be it. Now that I think about it, the last thing I remember about Sphere was being in the bathroom. At that time, the bathroom lights had suddenly gone out. I distinctly remember feeling a sense of danger then. What exactly happened after that? If we are indeed exchanging consciousness with each other, I wonder if that Satoru person is all right after that. Yeah, I hope he is too. I want to believe that he's okay. It would seem that I've already accepted that our consciousness are switching. No, perhaps I could even say I'm forcing myself to accept it. Because if I didn't, it would have driven me insane already. I try to come up with an explanation to calm myself down first. How long is this phenomenon going to go on for? If only this were the last time, then that would be fine, but it wasn't guaranteed that there wouldn't be another switch while I was sleeping, leading to me waking up as Sphere once again. And I had no idea whether the transfer would happen again after that. Since we had no clue why this phenomenon was happening in the first place, after the next transfer, it was possible that they might just stop happening altogether. If that's the case, then I would end up who knows where in some stranger's body for the rest of my life. If the other person was a girl, it wouldn't be so bad, but it had to be a boy. As if I'm androgynous. Ooh, I know what this means. I know what this means. From the Greek meaning one, a person who possesses both sexes. An existence that has a combination of both the male and female sex. Yep. Or maybe it should be called gender identity disorder. I know what this is too, but I'll check it out. A state in which a person's body is morphologically normal, but they feel that their physical sex is at odds with their gender, and considers themselves to be in actuality a member of the opposite sex. Yep. If I was actually sick, I could accept that. But this isn't some sickness. Sometimes something's going on here. Something that I can't even imagine. How much time had passed as I thought about these things over and over again? I can hear the faint sound of blizzard blowing outside, not seeming like it was going to subside anytime soon. As I rolled over in my bed, I sneaked a peek at Yomigi. He had told us we were going to take turns watching the fire, but he didn't seem to want to switch, and he simply sat in front of the red flames, staring contently. He had a somewhat serious look on his face. Was he not sleepy? Or was he just looking out for us? I couldn't seem to sleep either. I might as well switch shifts with him. When I was just about to tell him, I heard a shuffling sound from the top bunk. Is Maizumi up too?
お茶ちょうだい。
寝てなかったのか?
別にいいでしょ。
Sighing, Yomigi stood up to boil some water. When Yomigi went to prepare the tea, Maizumi came down from her bed. I quickly closed my eyes as she took a quick glance over at me and Yuni. Geez, Why am I pretending to sleep anyway?
よくもまあこんなぐっすり眠れるもんだわ。のんきでいいわね。
You were just sleeping soundly yourself until a few moments ago. I wanted to say that, but I stopped
寝か
myself.
しておいてやれ。
あんたは寝ないの？
これは誰にも言うなよ。実はな、予売するチャンスを狙ってるんだ。
What? What? Yomigi's really that kind of man? My body shook with fear in my bed.
最低。
Her voice was cold.
刑法第174条。公然とわいせつな行為をした者は6月以下の懲役、もしくは30万円以下の罰金、または拘留、もしくは科料に処する。私、下ネタって大嫌いなの。
Oh, it's just a joke. Well, it scared me.
それは残念だ。だが安心しろ。間違っても君を襲ったりはしない。
さっさとお茶作れ。
ほんの冗談じゃないか。
二度と喋んな。
Complaining under his breath, Yomigi went downstairs. Sighing a little, Marizumi sat down in front of the stove. Pretending to be asleep, I shook my head slightly. Marizumi was the kind of person I couldn't get along with, so I kept trying my best to avoid her. She herself probably hated me too. I didn't know if it was bad for things to have developed like this. Just like Yomigi had said, we were in a situation where everyone must help each other. If I told her how I felt about her, then things between us may get to an unsalvageable point. But I just can't get along with her.
なんで
I could just barely hear her low, quiet voice.
昔のこと私らしくない。
Is she talking to herself? Her voice is no longer as sharp as it was before. For some reason, it almost sounded lonely. Intrigued, I opened my eyes to take a peek. Curled up in a ball in front of the stove, Marizumi stared fixedly at something she was holding in her hands. A photo? My eyes looked ever closer. Oh, a picture of her younger self, I'm guessing. And the photo was Marizumi. A younger Marizumi, yeah. She's pretty. Like a carefree young girl, she looked at the camera with a truly blissful smile on her face. An expression so calm and peaceful, it was as if the only person she trusted completely was looking at her. The Marizumi in the photo shone so brightly. I wonder what thoughts were running through her head as she gazed at that photo. Huh. So what is the relationship between her and Satoru? Were they together? In a relationship or something? My heart skipped a beat when I heard those quiet words. Just now, I was certain I just heard Marizumi whisper Satoru. Just as I thought, she knows Yukido Satoru. I wanted to push her harder to get to the truth. But for some reason, I couldn't do it. Perhaps I just felt too guilty digging into her past like this. Plus, even if I ask, I probably still won't get an answer from her. I gently closed my eyes. Marizumi was also fighting. She acts like she's tough, but in reality she, too, is troubled and anxious. I'm not the only one who's suffering. I held Yuni's body tightly in my arms, so that I wouldn't forget this warmth if something were to happen to us. So that I could remember that I was not alone. If nothing else, just being here right now is enough for me. Ooh, finally, the second day. Took me 5 episodes. Discrepancies between genders. In the bottom of the cave of the bottom of the deep, deep cave. On the other side of the other side of the other side of the grim, grim darkness. Beyond, beyond, beyond the deep abyss. It felt as if I was falling. Anywhere and everywhere. That sense of loss. No, that's not right. Nothing had been lost. There was nothing to begin with. Not a thing. There wasn't a single thing here. Emptiness. Pure emptiness. There was nothing else other than this pure emptiness. But if indeed there was nothing here whatsoever, then what about me, the person experiencing this emptiness? Who's this existence known as I? This emptiness is like zero. Does zero really exist? If it really exists, then what is this zero? If it doesn't exist, then what does one actually become one? Then when does one actually become one? And like that, from the interval between a 0 and 1, I was forcibly ripped out. Ew, we're back at Sphere. When I came to my senses, my head was lying on a desk. I was holding a pen in my right hand, as if I were falling asleep without realizing it. A deep, deep, dreamless sleep. No, maybe I did have a dream. My head was all muddled and confused. It was as if some puzzling, incomprehensible image was spinning over and over in my mind like a vortex. Vortex. It was not the same as that feeling you get when you just wake up. It was a different feeling of confusion. In fact, if I had just woken up, it would be surprising if my mind were clear. All I would feel is some slight tiredness. I wouldn't understand it too well even if I thought about it. Anyway, I fell asleep and then woke up when I knocked my head on the desk. Isn't that a little strange? I was sleeping in the bed. I don't remember moving toward the desk at all. Now that I think about it, there is no desk in the cabin. Then what is this place? As I started to panic, I calmed myself down and scanned my surroundings, pondering. There was a bed, a desk, and a closet in the room. They were all very tidy and organized, giving off a clean, cozy feeling. But at the same time, they also somehow felt hollow and fake because of it. As if things like human warmth had been ripped out of them by the roots. I finally understood. Yep. I look at the back of my hand. These hands were rugged and large, not like the hands which belonged to the Fuyukari Kokoro I was familiar with. I muttered as I let out a sigh. Suddenly, I realized I had to pee. I stood up and opened the door to the unit bath near the exit of the room. Each room was equipped with not only a shower, but a toilet as well. I rubbed my sleeping eyes as I reached for my belt, and froze. This is a man's body, so in order to relieve myself, that would mean... I looked out timidly. It was a strange feeling between my legs. In other words, I have to use my hands and hold on to that? I have no other choice. Because right now, my body is a man's body. I'm just doing this in order to take care of a normal biological process, that's all. I'm not touching it for any weird reason or anything. I understood all that in my mind. But still... Poor Kokoro. I burst out of the washroom and fell prostrate in the middle of the bedroom. Come on, Kokoro. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Whoa, overreacting there, huh? Maybe it was because I was just too shaken up, but I couldn't even take proper deep breaths. Sheesh, Kokoro. If I had paid more attention to myself, I would have noticed that it was almost as if I were giving birth. An uncomfortable feeling was radiating from my abdomen. The intense urge to pee was building and building. Just pee! Oh my gosh, Kokoro. Who cares? Oh no. Oh no. Exactly. I'm already 20 years old, a grown-up, an adult. And as an adult, no, as a woman, no, as a human being, I must not wet my pants. I crept back into the bathroom. What am I doing talking to myself? That question suddenly crossed my mind, but I pushed it to the back of my head.
ただトイレに座るだけ。下は見ないように。それだけでいいんだから。頑張れ。頑張れ、私。
Cheering myself on, I lowered my pants just like I've always done. And just like a normal trip to the bathroom, I took a seat on the... And once again, I burst out of the washroom. Come on! And fell to my knees, hanging my head in the middle of the bedroom.
普段トイレに行くとき、狙いを定めるなんて作業はしないのよ。
Oh my gosh. Men have to perform one extra step when they go to the bathroom. Fuyuka Kokoro, in the winter of her 20th year, learned this valuable lesson. Wow, but I didn't need to know. I didn't want to know.
どうすればいいのよ。
Just mentally prepare and go.
限界だよ。
Writhing, I made my way toward the bathroom once again. If someone were to see me like this, I probably wouldn't ever be able to get married, but I try not to think about it. Even if I even thought about it, I'd probably burst into tears. I made up my mind to lower myself onto the toilet. Why? How? I collapsed onto the bed, completely exhausted. It's the first time in my life that I've gotten this worn out just going to the washroom. If this personality exchange keeps going from now on, then I might have no choice but to get used to this. But this is just too much for a young lady like me. There's no way I can get used to it that easily.
ということは、ちょっと待ってよ。
I just realized something truly horrifying. The owner of the body I'm currently in other words, the personality of Yukio Satoru, is probably inside my body at the shelter cabin right now. So that means he has the freedom to do whatever he wants with my body. I shuddered all over at the thought of some man I've never met fooling around with my body. I groaned instinctively. Feeling somewhat irritated, I paced back and forth in the room like a caged animal. But I still couldn't seem to calm myself down. That's when I noticed a note that had been left on the table. I grabbed and held tightly in my hand. I'm not really sure if I should say nice to meet you or thanks for visiting again. I doubt I've ever known anyone that I've had this much trouble coming up with a greeting for. I'm Yukio Sato. I think you've already noticed it as well, but it looks like we're currently experiencing some kind of personality exchange. I don't know the exact reason for this. What I do know is that you're a woman named Fuyuka Kokoro. It was a note from the owner of this body, Yukio Sato. I plopped down on the bed and kept on reading anxiously. The first thing I want to clear up is about your body. How do I say this? I'll be careful not to touch or look at anything unless it's absolutely necessary. I don't know what your impression is of me from when you saw my face, but I am a gentleman. Okay. So please, don't worry about that. Those words. It was as if he saw right through my worries. I patted my chest in relief. I don't know if he really didn't look at or touch my body. But he at least anticipated what I was worried about, so I can see he's someone who's concerned about me. That made me feel more at ease. I continued reading the note. Forgive me for jumping right into business, but I have a few things I must discuss with you. The first thing I want to do is make sure what's happening is really a personality exchange. From what I can tell, it seems like during the time my consciousness leaves this body, your consciousness takes my place within it. Likewise, whenever your consciousness leaves your body, my consciousness takes possession of it. As if we're two drivers alternating between two different cars, but I don't have any conclusive evidence that this is what's happening. Right now, all I have to go on are the words of the people around me. I heard that at Sophia, my body addressed itself as Fuyuka Kokoro while I wasn't around. And then at the shelter cabin, Yomiki-san told me that owner of the body was someone named Fuyuka Kokoro. So if we were to believe what they said, then we have no choice but to accept that your consciousness and mine are coming and going between each other's bodies. But, even though I know Fuyuka Kokoro's face and voice, I haven't had a chance to communicate with the action personality. That's right. And this is the first time I get some insight into Yukio Satoru's personality. If we use cars as the analogy, then I am familiar with Fuyuka Kokoro, the car, but I have yet to meet you, the driver within. I won't beat around the bush. The point is, I have my doubts that this personality called Fuyuka Kokoro really exists. So I was hoping you would leave some kind of evidence behind that proves you actually do exist. Since we can't talk to each other directly, can you at least write down some kind of reply on the paper this note is written on? Anything will do. Just leave some evidence behind that the Fuyuka Kokoro personality control in my body exists. Also, if you can, I'd like you to record the time. The time I'm interested in is the time that you took over my body. From this, we can determine whether the transfer of consciousness happens at a fixed schedule, or if it occurs randomly. Oh! If we could figure out some kind of pattern to it, then wouldn't it be more convenient for both of us? We'll be able to realize when there's one more minute until the transfer and finish up whatever we need to do by then. But if it happens at random, well, we'll figure something out, and when that turns out to be the case. Even realizing that the transfers are happening at random is a step forward, right? Ah, right. That reminds me, I forgot to write down something very important. The truth is, maybe my body would be more accurate. The truth is, my body is... Body is what?
これで終わり?
I turned the paper around. The back was... Oh my gosh, no! Oh. And that's when they probably switched. And that's when they switched. That was the end of his note.
なんなのよ、もう!
I slammed my hand down on the table.
俺の体はどうしたっていうの?
No, Kokoro, you're misunderstanding. He was writing that and then you switched consciousness.
こんなところで終わられたら余計に気になるじゃない!
Don't worry, that makes me anxious too. Man, Satoru. I want to know what your body is.
バカじゃないのこの男! 大事なことだったら初めに書きなさいよね!
Okay, that's true.
いつ人格変換が起こるかわからないっていうのに!
I went silent with those words as I stared at the note. Ah, so that's why. The note was probably unfinished because the personality exchange occurred while he was still writing it. There you go. And so, I read over the note once again. He started the letter off with his concerns about me, and he kindly tried to ease my worries before continuing on to more important matters. Excuse me. Thanks to that, the creepy feeling I had about him a few moments ago disappeared. To initiate contact with this character named Satoru, whom I knew absolutely nothing about, and be able to know some things about him, was a big step toward reassuring me.
頼れそうな人でよかった.
Personality exchange isn't usually a situation that people have to consider, but it has indeed happened. If my partner in this had been a wimp who only freaked out and went, "What do I do? What do I do?" then we really would have no chance of making it out.
ひと
But
まずそういうことはなさそうね.
I looked at the note inscribed with those logical words. Within my fingers, I traced the neat, organized writing. I can indeed feel a sense of partnership from it.
相棒か.
Satoru is going through the same unexplainable circumstances as I am. I have a friend who will do his best no matter what he's up against.
よし!
I gathered up my willpower and jumped to my feet. With energy. Just as I thought, having a friend with me is more encouraging and reassuring than anything else. I could feel just a tiny bit of courage building inside of me.
いけない!
I forgot. Satoru's note asked me to write down the time. I glanced at the alarm clock sitting on the bedside table, and the hands coated with fluorescent paint pointed to 1:17.
もうお昼じゃない!
Did I oversleep? I was overwhelmed by a lot of things that happened yesterday, but nevertheless, I slept for way too long last night. That was really just too shameless of me. No way! I shook my head in a hurry as Lynn's annoying smile appeared in my mind. Now, about how long has it been since I woke up? So the time it took me to go to the washroom and read the note was
だい
about...
たい10分ぐらいかな.
There was a pen lying on the table. I turned the note over and wrote on the other side of it. The transfer happened at 1:07. I have to write a response to his note, but I put the pen down for now. Maybe it's because I felt relieved, but I suddenly felt absolutely famished. Grrr. My stomach rumbled loudly.
男の人ってお腹の音も大きいのかな?
Yes, they do. I muttered as I headed toward the kitchen to. I muttered as I headed toward the kitchen to find something to eat. I mean, I can't just leave my partner starving like this, right? Oh hey.
あら、ユキドくん。呼びに行こうと思ってたのよ。
I bumped into Utsumi as soon as I left the room. I gave her a slight
おはよう
bow.
ございます。ってもうお昼でしたね。
みんな朝は遅いから。これから朝食よ。
Oh wow. When I gave her a slight smile after pausing for a moment, Utsumi's eyes narrowed. As if she was looking at a child who had just gotten a skinned knee, her expression held a mix of sadness and
そう
affection.
なんですか。寝坊したかと思っちゃいました。
She looked like she had something she wanted to say, but she just
お
smiled.
腹空いてるでしょ。
Huh.
はい、ペコペコなんです。
一緒に食べましょう、冬川さん。
Ah, okay. So she was looking at Satoru to see if it was... Wait a minute. No, okay, yeah, that's Fuyukawa then.
ありがとうございます。
She nodded and headed toward the dining area. I too followed behind. Utsumi addressed me as Fuyukawa Kokoro. She probably thinks that the other personality named Fuyukawa Kokoro has surfaced. To acknowledge the existence of another personality and accept it like everything was normal, that's not something that can be easily done. She does seem to be very well versed in psychology, but for some reason, that doesn't feel like it's the only reason. An aura of true benevolence, or perhaps an air of all-accepting kindness. That's the kind of impression you get from her.
やっほー、サトル。
Yuni, who was already at the table, gave me a friendly smile. The fine look he had just yesterday has disappeared. Besides Yuni was Inubushi, Hotori, who also gave me a quick bow when she saw me. Every time I see her, my heart starts a bit. It still feels like Inubushi Keiko is right here in front of me. But it seems her personality has settled on that of Suzukahe Hotori for now. Inubushi Keiko is nowhere to be seen. It would be cruel to treat Hotori like a ruthless murderer. I greeted them with a smile to conceal my
おはよ
thoughts.
う、二人とも。
I too sat down at the dining table.
ねえねえ、さっき何やってたの？
さっき？
What's he talking about?
さっきテラスから外に出てったじゃん。で、何やってたのかなって。
That must be something Satoru had done. While I was still asleep in the shelter cabin, Satoru had already woken up here at Sphere and had done something. And of course, there's no way I would know about it.
内緒。
へえ、教えてよ。
ダメ。
ケチ。
ユニくん、そんな言い方しないの。人には人のプライベートってものがあるのよ。
チェ
Even though he's complaining, Yuni doesn't seem to care at all much. Yuni doesn't seem to care all that much.
カリカリ、お腹減ったよ。
はいはい、ちょっと待ってね。
Yuni's attention has long since shifted to his stomach.
お待たせ。
Utsumi brought the meal out on a tray. On the menu was toast, bacon, and eggs, and tuna salad. The savory aroma of the toast rose to our noses and made our stomachs groan in hunger.
いっぱい食べてね。
The four of us started our late breakfast. According to the clock, it should be considered lunch already. But let's not worry about such details.
おいしいよ、カリ。
Hattori nodded enthusiastically at Yuni's compliment. It was a flawless Western breakfast. Utsumi really has some skills. The food was absolutely delicious. Perfectly brown toast, soft-boiled eggs that melt in your mouth, and a big serving of tuna salad. With a breakfast like this, one can't help but feel
あり
happy.
がとう。でもちゃんと噛んで食べなくちゃダメよ。
Utsumi said gently to Yuni as he stuffed his face with food. When Hotori heard that, she nodded as if she had made up her mind about something. Chew, chew, chew. She chewed her food with a really serious look on her face. She just looked so cute, I couldn't help but smile. Hotori looked confused by my reaction. The Hotori personality seems to be the type that doesn't betray emotions easily, but inwardly she seems like a good person.
おかわりもあるから、もっと欲しかったら言ってね。はーい。はーい。
Saying that, Itsumi pointed out the bowl with my tuna salad in it.
あら、キュウリ残してるじゃない。それは、すいません。キュウリ苦手なんです。
どうして？美味しいのに。
Yuni reached into my bowl and nonchalantly stuffed the cucumbers into his mouth.
なんだか青臭い感じがするでしょ。だからダメなの。
I don't think so. Cucumbers are delicious.
残しちゃってすみません。だったら言っておいてくれればよかったのに。苦手なのはかぼちゃときゅうりね。え、かぼちゃは嫌いじゃないですよ。でもあなた。
Itsumi had an amazed look on her face, but then suddenly nodded as if she understood.
冬川さんの嫌いなものがきゅうりで、有機堂くんはかぼちゃ。そういうことなのね。DID の症例では思考にも変化があるっていうから。
Yuni had a complicated look on his face when he heard that.
今は心の人格が入ってるの？
そうだよ。
He looked like he wanted to say something, but he bit into his toast as if trying to stop himself. Even though he didn't reject me entirely, he's probably still not willing to accept that there's a personality called Kokoro inside Satoru's body.
他に何か嫌いなものがある？言っておいてくれれば出さないようにするけど。あとは酢豚の中に入っているパイナップルは許せません。
When she heard my answer, Hotori nodded with a look of agreement on her face. Itsumi smiled and said,
和食って果物を温かくして食べる料理少ないからびっくりしちゃうのよね。そうなんです。それ以外は大丈夫です。了解よ。
And just like that, we finished our breakfast. I thought about things as I had my coffee after breakfast. What's happening at the shelter cabin right now? I was able to fill myself with such a delicious breakfast and drink a cup of coffee after the meal in a comfortable heated room. The people I'm with here are all sorry. Excuse me. The people I'm with here are all kind people too. Even though it would be a different story if the Inubushi Keiko character ever emerged, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say this is a really peaceful place. On the other hand, they're trapped by an intense blizzard on that frigid mountain. Making that sound like someone else's problem caused a cold chill to run through my body. It's not someone else's problem. This is the reality, and even now the disaster that happened in the mountains is still affecting the body of Fuyukara Kokoro. Perhaps at this very moment, Fuyukara Kokoro's body is crumbling away. I should think of it as that urgent of a situation. What am I doing? I could just kick myself. This isn't time to be relaxing and drinking coffee. If I get hold of a phone, I can contact a rescue team and let them know about the survivors. There was a sign outside the shelter cabin that said Mount Akakura Emergency Shelter Cabin. It's probably a public facility. So then, the mountain rescue team should know exactly where it is. But Itsumi and Hattori just looked at each other. Darn.
携帯どころか通信手段は一つもないわ。そんなバカな。
I stood up unintentionally. This is FIA. It's not only a public medical center, but also a self-supported facility. Not having any way to contact the outside world is...
あれはあそこに置いてあるパソコン。
Itsumi shook her head.
外部には接続されてないの。外部にはって。じゃあどこに？私にはよくわからないわ。
Does she mean there's only a LAN set up here in Sphia? A LAN, I know what that is, but go check it out. Local Area Network. A network of interconnected computers covering a small physical area such as a building. Allows for processing of large quantities of data which can be sent and received instantaneously. Let's see, how many tips are there? There's, ooh, a lot. Oh well, that's long. 110. Okay. But this is already more than 10 years into the 21st century. It's hard to believe that there's still a computer that's not connected to the internet. I dashed to the living area. The PC was there. No, PC isn't quite accurate here. Accurate there. The monitor, keyboard, and mouse were there, but the bar of the computer is nowhere to be seen, and the wires gradually disappear in the direction of the bed. I gripped the mouse and shook it. PC, which had entered standby mode, resumed its breathing. Silently praying, I clicked on the icon to check network settings. There was access to the Sphere's internal LAN, but it didn't connect to anywhere outside of it. Just to be sure, I opened the browser window, but it wasn't connected to the internet. I obviously know what a browser is, but I'll check anyway. Huh? Oh, okay, we skipped one. A software application that retrieves, traverses, and displays the information resources from various sources, such as web servers or the internet on web pages. Okay. The error, could not establish a connection, was displayed on the screen. Itsumi Hattori had come over and stood behind me. I turned around and screamed.
他に外部に連絡を取る手段は？ないわ。物資を運ぶ船が定期的に行き来しているから手紙を渡すことができるけど。
That'll take way too long.
それはいつ？一月くらい先よ。
Oh gosh.
そんな。
The mouse slipped from my hand. Looking like a hanged rat, it swung like a pendulum from the side of the desk.
どうして連絡を取りたいの？避難小屋に私たちがいることを警察に。
I closed my mouth in the middle of the phrase. To explain that situation, I had to tell them everything about the Fuyukawa Kokoro who was in the shelter cabin after the plane crash, and about the personality exchanges. Would they believe it? It makes me a touch anxious.
驚かないで聞いてください。
I explained the personality exchange. After my explanation was finished, Itsumi hugged me. She pulls my head to her breast. She believed me, I thought. But...
それがあなたの冬川心に宿った記憶なのね。
I raised my head.
違います。確かに私の体は山で遭難を。それは冬川心という人格が作り出した幻想よ。珍しい症例だけど DID となった場合、通常は出現した人格は他の人格の存在を知らないものよ。だけど稀に他の人格の存在に気づくことがある。そういった場合、主人格の存在を認めたくなくて副人格が主人格を殺そうと自傷行為に走ることもあるの。
What? Dominant and alternate personalities. When a person exhibiting so-called multiple personality disorder, the personality which is in control of the body for the longest periods of time is called a dominant personality. This is most often the original baseline personality which a person has had since birth. Other personae, which assume the control of the body from time to time for shorter periods, are called alternate personalities. Oh, okay.
有機道君の中に生まれた冬川心という人格も自分が副人格と認めたくなかった。自分にも主人格となり得る体があると主張するため人格交換という幻想を作り出したのね。違います。私はちゃんと存在するんです。赤倉岳の山の中に。そうでしょうね。有機道君が作り出した冬川心の人格は墜落事故で亡くなった冬川心さんをもとに作られたもののようだから。
So, right here, this must take place after those events. Or what?
赤倉岳に自分の体があると主張するのも無理はないわ。そうじゃなくて。
I've bitten my lip. She didn't believe me. Utsumi seemed like an expert in psychology. Of course, Utsumi's explanation is much more believable than something unrealistic like a personality exchange.
ほとりちゃんは
I glanced hopefully at Hotori. She shook her head, her face slightly pale. Hotori also doesn't believe me. And then I noticed. Won't Yuni believe me? He experienced the crash together with me. Surely, if I can make him believe that inside of Yukito Sato dwells another personality, Furikara Kokoro, then maybe he will believe the personality exchange occurred.
ユニは今どこに？部屋へ行ったと思うけど。話聞いてくださってありがとうございました。今は信じてもらえないかもしれないけど、本当のことですから。冬川さん。
I left the living area. Looking for Yuni, I went over to his room. I haven't noticed any signs of Yuni's presence in the
ど
room.
こに行ったんだろう。
Where are you, Yuni? I peeked into the living area and the underground storage area, but I couldn't find Yuni. As a last resort, I returned at Satoru's room. And he's there, isn't he?
もうこんな大事な時にあの子ってば何してるんだろう。
Oh, he isn't.
避難小屋の自分の命だって危ないかもしれないのに。
Mumbling meaningless words, I heaved a sigh. I felt that he was acting strange yesterday, but if I think about it again, it's no wonder. Doesn't Yuni exist in both places, both Sphere and the shelter cabin? Moreover, when I met the Yuni at Sphere, even though this is a strange way of referring to him, for the first time, he said that he vividly remembered the crash. That means that the Yunis in both places have that memory. It's so weird.
これってどういうこと？
I'm as confused as you, Kokoro. Don't worry. It was so hard to breathe, as if I was up to my neck in some kind of mire. What was engulfing me was a mire called Enigma.
しっかりして。整理してみるのよ。
I sat on the bed. I decided to lay out the problematic points one by one. First, problem number 1. Regarding the real situation of the personality exchange phenomenon, according to the note, I consider the existence of this body's personality, Yukito Sotro, affirmed. This is the proof that suggests the personality exchange is really going on. But why the personality exchange occurred, the reason for it, the principle behind it, and the way to break free from this phenomenon, I didn't have the slightest idea about any of them. Personality exchange. Those are really simple words, but behind them there's a very deep mystery. And the second problem. Why are there 2 Yunis? Please game, answer this. Both the shelter cabin and Sphere, I've seen Yunis in both places. And both of them possess the memory of the crash. I've noticed that due to the personality exchange, my personality seems to be jumping back and forth between these 2 points. But isn't this a big mystery as well? I have 2 hypotheses for it. First, maybe they are twins. But even if they're identical twins, how likely is it for them to have both their family and given names to be the same? Second hypothesis, one of them is a copy of the other, in other words, a clone. The law on cloning was passed in the country last year in 2010. Ooh, I know this. The law of oh, there you go. Cloning laws on cloning. The bodies of all living things are derived from biological blueprints called genes. The methods used to analyze and manipulate the information stored in genes, recombination, synthesis, and other similar technologies are collectively classified under the umbrella term of genetic engineering. Currently, the technology enjoying the limelight in the field of genetic engineering is cloning technology. Before that, cloning had been banned outright on the basis of ethics, but this law was then drafted. There have been several issues surrounding cloning, but it looks like they have been finally resolved, but a small number of clones may have integrated themselves into a society before the law was established. So it wouldn't be much of a surprise if Yuni were a clone. And there's no telling what a clone will do when he's confronted with the fact that he's a copy of the original. And this is Sphere, a special psychiatric isolation facility. So if they are a clone of each other, then that means Yuni has to be cloned from when he was with birth, because there was the deal with you from Ever 17. that she was a clone, but she was cloned from birth. Unless there's some fast aging thing, but still, that's still not it. Could it be that Yuni? No, wait. It's too early to reach a conclusion about this. I should confirm all this with Yuni himself later. Third, why does the newspaper article mention the shelter cabin? The newspaper article describing our deaths and placed inside a cabin can't be explained by conventional logic at all. And then the fourth problem. What is the real purpose behind this facility? In Ibushi Keiko, even though the present personality is Tsukunkage Hotori, has been placed under house arrest here. So this is probably Sphere, the location I was heading to. But Satoru and Yuni are here too. Plus, there are only 4 people here altogether, which makes no sense. This should be a medical facility that accepts psychiatric patients. There should be doctors and other staff here. Plus, even if this place is meant to be a self-supporting facility, the level of freedom given to those committed here is much too high. Ibushi Keiko is a murderous monster who killed 12 innocent people. Even she isn't being restrained whatsoever. Any cooking utensil could turn into a deadly weapon in her hands. I was at my wit's end. There are too many mysteries to think about alone. I have a mountain of different things to consider. It feels like I'm being squashed under the mountain. I have forgotten about an important thing. Don't I have a valuable partner in all this? You should do that. I rushed to the table and picked up the pen with my left hand. I also have to ask about the continuation of the phrase "my body is" that Satoru left unfinished. I braced myself and faced the blank sheet of the note. Only a single line, transfer 1:07 p.m. was scribbled on it. Where should I start? Just as I thought that, I flopped down onto the table. Of course, it would be best to start with a greeting. However, I don't like that kind of formality. Good idea. Why don't I make a cute little drawing? In that case, it should be something feminine and ladylike that reflects me. I have confidence in my skills. I may not look like it, but I wanted to be an illustrator when I was in elementary school. Well, what kind of drawing should I go with? Draw a bunny. To fool their natural predators, they have the trait that allows them to make trails of fake footprints in the snow. When I was a kid, I remember my honest respect for that, thinking I too want to be as intelligent as the rabbit. Rabbits are definitely all about the ears, but to hover about the ears is too ordinary, so I'll concentrate on making the face really detailed first. Without wasting any more time, I started to draw. Oh, and then she... Ooh, gosh, that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. The pen had changed into a cup. I was gripping a spoon in my right hand. In my left hand was an aluminum cup. Inside was a popping hot rice gruel with seasoning. Unable to comprehend the situation, my dumbfounded voice hung in the air. Wow. From beside me, my cup was snatched away. My gruel was snatched away by Mayuzumi. I see, so now the personality exchange happened. I have returned to the shelter cabin again. Lost joined with death, filled with the smell of burning firewood combined with the piercing cold. I ran to check the time on Satoru's note. I left my right hand noticing my wristwatch, only to see that my beloved watch wasn't there. I impatiently searched within my memory. It wasn't in my pocket. I wonder if I lost it. But when? I looked around and found my wristwatch in an unexpected place. It had been fastened with care to the bunk bed's ladder. Without understanding at all, I removed my wristwatch from the ladder. Did Satoru take it off and fasten it there? While complaining, I fixed the wristwatch back onto my wrist. The time was 1:40. As I smelled the fragrant scent of the rice gruel, my stomach growled. Feels like my stomach is completely empty. Even though I just ate breakfast a moment before, was what I thought, but I realized that naturally that was wrong. The one that ate breakfast was Sato's body, it wasn't my own. Resentfully, I looked in Maizumi's direction.
さっさと食べない方が悪いのよ。生きるか死ぬかの瀬戸際なんだから。
だからって人の食い物を奪うなよ。
However, as if she were gulping it down, Maizumi finished eating the rest of the gruel.
残念ね。食べちゃったわ。
だくしょうがないな。こういう非常事態では食べ物で揉めるのが一番危ないんだぞ。どう危ないかは言わないけどな。
Yomiki's face creased in a frown. From that expression alone, it was clear what he wanted to say.
もうおばさん食い意地だけは張ってるんだから。電車でも狭い隙間にお尻突っ込んで席を確保するタイプでしょ。
ガキや黙ってろ。こういう時は図太い方が生き残るのよ。
体も図太いんだからダイエットでも考えりゃいいんだ。
なんだって？
こらこら、せっかく蓄えたエネルギーを無駄遣いするんじゃない。
Saying that Yomugi held out his cup.
もうあらかた食っちまったけど食べるかい？
Okay. I know this is an odd place to stop, but I think I'll stop here. Ooh, wow. We learned a little bit more this episode. We got more insight on what was happening to us. So it's an exchange. Plus, we got Kokoro's thoughts on Yuni. Is he a clone? Or is he a twin? I don't think he's either. But then if he's either, I don't know what he is. I fumbled over my words, so I added some out. What I wanted to say here was that if Yuni were a clone, how the heck would he have memories of Kokoro? That would mean both Yunis would have to be on the plane, and both would have to be sitting beside Kokoro. Except we only saw one. And also, how the heck would both, if the plane crashed, so how the heck would both just magically go over here in the cabin and go over here to Sphia? It just makes no sense, and it's just impossible. So Coco's hypothesis is impossible. Unless there's some explanation that I don't know of, then it's just impossible, and ugh, hurts my brain. Anyway, that's really all I have to say. But I'm excited to do more, because, ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the end of this route. See what happens. I know for sure I'm gonna get a bad ending. That's for sure. I know it's really easy to get a bad ending in this game, so... But, whatever. The mystery so far, I'm liking it. It's confusing, and I really want to know more, but unfortunately I have to stop. Anyway, yep, I'm done.